Okay, so this is part 2 covering the solar flare. Okay, as you see, this is a episode on WandaVision where the Elohim sister walks through a strong magnetic field, and then her DNA ends up electrifying once the magnetic field hits her skin, right? Because melanin absorbs it and turns it into electricity. The Gauss in that magnetic field probably was like 10,000, right? But like I'm saying, it's not the heat of the sun that gives you your power. It's magnetism. So I think that most of us need to start wearing like magnetic necklaces, strong magnetic properties, so that way you actually can increase your spiritual power, and it also will help you transition into the new world.
Solar debris has pierced the Earth's magnetic field and ozone layer and caused widespread destruction. Human exposure to the vast amounts of radiation has resulted in alarming DNA cellular mutations.
Okay, so this is a breakdown of that movie Chronicle. So they end up finding an ancient magnetic rock underground that starts to glow. And what I'm focusing on is how they actually got powers. And as you can focus on it, you can see that the magnetism is the reason why they got the powers, right? Because the Gauss levels was probably at like 50,000 to the point to where homie's nose starts bleeding because the magnetism is so high. So I'm telling you, when that magnetism is at a high level of Gauss, that's when y'all powers start to awaken. That's when y'all dormant DNA starts to unravel. When high levels of pressurized magnetism make contact with your body. And this is just another example and another description. So when you put high pressures of magnetism on the human body, it awakens the DNA. That's how you awaken the DNA. That's why we're all still sleeping and we're all still using 13% of our brain, is because we don't have high levels of magnetism around us. But, we can build these things, and we could also build machines like giant human PMF machines, you know what I mean, for the body, and actually create, what we call superheroes or X-Men, because it's the magnetism that's awakening your dormant DNA. The sun is giving you the ability to turn magnetism into electricity because you're producing more melanin, but the melanin is activated by magnetism. So we need to increase the magnetism around our bodies and always observe the Gauss levels, which is magnetic pressure. You want it to be really high, preferably over 3,000.
Just do it. Dude, I hate you. I'm impressed, man. I am impressed.
Realize that as the hole in the ozone layer gets larger and larger, more and more sunlight is allowed to enter our environment, and more people who have pale faces are going to die of melanoma, which is a skin cancer that you get if you don't have enough melanin in your skin. Let me tell you, people of color are going to be very much in demand for reproduction in the future. And mark my words, you're laughing now, but you wait 20 years. You won't even have to wait 20 years, because they're going to see that if they want their children, their grandchildren, and their great-grandchildren to survive, they're going to have some melanin in their skin. That's the way it's going to be. This is going to take care of itself.
What if melanin wasn't just pigment, but humanity's most advanced biological solar panel? Recent scientific studies reveal melanin can actually convert light directly into electrical energy. This means darker skin acts like a living battery, constantly charging from sunlight. The implications would flip everything we thought we knew about human biology. People with more melanin would literally be walking power sources, generating bioelectricity at rates scientists never imagined possible. Medical applications would be revolutionary. Imagine treating diseases by simply boosting the body's natural electrical output. But here's the shocking part. This research has been quietly suppressed for decades. Why? Because it would completely destroy existing social hierarchies overnight. The very trait that's been used to justify discrimination would suddenly become humanity's most valuable asset. Evolutionary advantages would become obvious. Dark skin isn't just protection, it's enhancement. we'd realize that melanin-rich populations were actually the most biologically advanced humans on Earth. The future of human energy might not be solar panels, but solar people.
As soon as the radiation come out the ground from all the planets aligning, it's gonna be thick and green. And listen, y'all finna see the military. They're gonna be shooting at this energy, y'all. But then you're gonna see the second sun in the sky. It ain't gonna be no. Listen, this is why I'm telling you. They're gonna try to shut the internet down because nigga, everybody gonna see the shit all on the planet at the same time. It ain't gonna be no way they can hide it, nigga. And they're gonna keep coming. It's gonna be bigger and bigger and bigger solar flares coming, nigga. Each one is set to further raise our frequency. And once it hit remember, just like when we go out in the sun, we feel better. We be like, oh shit, it's a sunny day. You say you feel, you get charged. Imagine how you gonna feel when the solar flare hit you. Can't even explain it. From regular walking people to this superhuman ability, which already been in you, it seems fake. Meanwhile, due to the law of the cosmos, they have to show it to you, free will, so they put this shit all in your face every day. You gotta do y'all shadow work on yourself and forgive yourself, because that's part of this radiation. This radiation gonna be so strong, y'all, that if you don't forgive yourself and you're not working on like that love frequency, it's gonna really be hard for you to breathe in that shit too. Even if you one of the guys and goddesses, you know why? Because you haven't been around this real radiation your whole life. You know what I'm saying? Your whole life, they had you eating meat just for this moment. The meat is going to make it hard for you to move through this new energy. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Start working on falling back off the meat. You know what I'm saying? It's going to make it hard because it's going to fuck with the ions in your body. So that means it's going to put you in a lot of pain. So it's going to force your body to shift. It's going to force your DNA to strip itself of all the programming, and that shit going to have you in pain a little bit. That radiation. And this radiation is coming in a few weeks. Y'all are going to see it with your own two eyes. Yes. Ain't going to be no, it's here, but you can't see it. No. You're going to see it. You're going to see the radiation with your own two eyes. Your pineal gland is not going to have to be open, nigga. And it's going to be green. And it's going to come across, it's going to be coming across our atmosphere like delta waves. And you're literally going to hear the energy. It's going to be like, like that's how it's gonna be sounding. That's how it's gonna be sounding. Like, and I'm not being funny. That's how it's gonna be sounding. Like, I'm dead ass serious. Like, this energy is gonna come across in a delta wave format. If you don't know what
the vibrational frequency of planet Earth is starting to speed up in vibration and going through a state of metamorphosis due to the fact that the sun just extracted an X2.7 solar flare, which has the ability to contain magnetic filaments, which increases the electrical conduction of planet Earth. Everything that you see going on with the sun right now was a process of prophetic divination. So the sun extracted a coronal mass ejection that is basically the embodiment of the lamb symbol, which is equated to the lamb. So it's an ancient Hebrew symbol that is talking about the genetic upgrades of those who have non-ether genetical properties. That's why it's important to get your ass in nature, because your vibrational frequency is going to harmonize with whatever vibration that you're actually on. So if you're at a low vibrational state, the sun is going to intensify it. If you're thinking at a high vibrational frequency, the sun is going to intensify it. The coronal mass ejections of the sun is operating at 600,000 miles per hour. So it's not only subjected to biological upgrades, it is also acclimated to planetary upgrades, because the transmission of the sun has the ability to unravel the DNA sequence of Mother Nature, which is basically going to cause more earthquakes.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about these solar flares real quick. So we understand that melanin can absorb the solar radiation, and we actually get darker as the sun's rays hit our skin. We absorb it, but that's not actually how you get your powers. Your powers is affected by Gauss, and Gauss is the influx of the magnetic field, right? So basically, like, it's a specific strength of Gauss though, because naturally the sun only produces 1 Gauss, right? And the earth only naturally produces 0.5 Gauss. And the University of Southern California, they did a study, and they said that melanin's is affected when it's 2,000 to 9,000 Gauss, which is only happens when a solar flare hits the earth, right? So when the solar flare hits the earth, it's at 3,000 Gauss, which is the strength of the magnetic field. When magnetism hits melanin, melanin becomes electrified at that level of magnetism. But what I'm saying is that since we know that 2,000 to 9,000 Gauss is what affects melanin, why don't we just get these bracelets they have on Amazon? They call Magnet RX. And I'm gonna post the pictures on here so we can see. And basically this magnetic bracelet has 5,000 Gauss in it. So if you got one on your left arm, your right arm, and your ankle, your right ankle, your left ankle, you basically just powered up. That's gonna be the same energy as if a solar flare hit you. And see, you know, a lot of these NPCs, they're getting these instruments, but they don't have melanin to be, you know, gaining any type of power from this Gauss energy, because the Gauss is actually absorbed by you melanin, and they're actually using it in technology and science equipment. And they said that they can actually multiply it 1 billion-fold once they chemically change the composition of melanin. But melanin by itself can conduct magnetism into electricity. So if it's conducting magnetism into electricity, then we become electrified ourselves. You see what's going on? So it's actually Gauss, Gauss, that affects melanin. And they're selling them on Amazon right now, and they're like $75 each. And they're but they about 5,000 Gauss, which is crazy. So y'all check that out.
Now you know.
Open your eyes.